Kellz camping again. Again? Yep, again. Hey guys, I am so excited to bring you this new little series, Kellz Campin again. I camp a lot, people say, so I wanted to start reviewing the places I'm camping and tell you guys all about them so you're more informed on the camping spots you choose. Now, I couldn't think of any better place to start this series than in my home away from home, my favourite camping spot, Mambray Creek, Mount Remarkable National Park, South Australia. So I'll show you around and I've got a few points that I'll be rating each camp spot on. So the first thing I have to rate on these camp spots is the road conditions getting into them. Now, Mambray Creek Campground is completely sealed road all the way to the campground itself, and then it turns into a nice, easy dirt road, gravel road to drive on around the campsites themselves. You come straight off the Port Augusta Highway. It's really easy to get in here, and it's pretty cool because the highway's boring, not much to look at, and then as soon as you turn off the highway and follow the road into here, it just turns into this whole other world. It's amazing. The next point I have is the overall feeling of the campsite and the terrain itself. So this is hard, compacted dirt ground campsites, fairly easy to hammer pegs into, however you may hit a rock sometimes if you're unlucky enough. The campsites here are fairly well spaced apart as well, which is good, so you're not actually camping right next to anyone. There is a bit of bush land in between, or a little bit of a dirt road, so you've got that bit of a space, which is nice. A bit weird, but you have to drive through 22 to get to 23. I'd recommend them just for like groups. The campsites here vary a bit in size, so I've made my own personal notes on each site. If I'm on my own, whether I'm tenting, want more room, if I'm in my van, if I have someone with me, we might want a bigger site. So I've sort of made those notes for myself about each site. If you want to know more about that, then just comment below, ask me, and I'll let you know. The amenities, I think they're pretty good here. There is no camp kitchen, there are no bins, so you pack out what you pack in. There are a couple of hot plates over some fire pits that you could cook on during the non-fire ban season if you wanted a fire here, but no camp kitchen, so you bring your own stuff. Showers here are pretty good, and they have been nice and hot most of the time that I've had showers here, but usually the showers have been pretty good. Proper flush toilets, the amenities have always been pretty clean and looked after. Another rated point of mine is scenery. This place is amazing for scenery. It depends if you're a bush or a beach person. I'm personally more of a bush person, I think, even though I do love beach campsites. But I love reptiles, I love kangaroos, emus, birds of all kinds. There's mostly magpies, kookaburras, crows and galahs that get here. I have spotted a few snakes around here in the warmer weather, and if you're lucky enough you might even have a go and a wander through your campsite, which is heaps cool. During the colder months or just after a really big rainfall, there will be water running through the creek, which is really nice. The next point I have is cleanliness. Everyone likes a clean campsite. I'm happy to say that Mambray Creek is very clean. There's no rubbish around. Everyone seems to be respecting the pack out what you pack in rule, which is great because there are no bins here, so you do need to take all your rubbish with you. I have found the occasional bits of plastic, bottle tops and things like that in the campsites, and I'll usually pick them up and put them in my bin, but generally it's pretty good and it's just very natural and clean, which is great. So just to mention the parking available here, the sites are big enough for a car and a tent, and some are big enough for a car and a caravan, camper. Some are big enough for 2 cars and 2 tents or 2 campers. There aren't really any visitor parking spots in the campground here itself. However, pretty much right next door is the day picnic area. That's got a pretty big car park, so if people were coming to visit you and there wasn't enough room on your campsite, they could quite easily park in the day picnic area and come for a stroll back down here. So there is no Wi-Fi here, and at the campsites themselves there is no reception, which to people like me, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Some people go camping to get away from the world, which is usually what I'm trying to do. However, the good thing about this spot is you only need to do a short walk, the Wirra Water Loop, and that will give you reception. So usually I'll go and do that little walk if I need to check in with someone or if I'm messaging someone. So I'll go do that walk, get in contact with people, and then tell them that I'm leaving reception and come back to my campsite. There isn't exactly a proper play area for kids around here, although I have been camping here while there's been kids riding around on their bikes and things like that. They could always go for a little walk. I'm sure there is plenty to do here if they wander into the bush and go exploring. There are lots of family-friendly hikes here to do as well. Some easy ones, some short ones, and some long all-day ones that the kids would find fun as well. I wrote a blog post for Snowy's blog about the hikes here, so I'll link that below so you can check that out. My next point is campfires. I touched on this just before. There are a few communal fire pits around the sites here, and fires are permitted during the non-fire ban season, which we are just about to come into, which is great. Otherwise, it's just your little gas stoves, little gas fires, except on total fire ban days when you're not even allowed to light one of them. This campground is in a national park, so there are no pets allowed, but you never really feel alone here. There are enough kangaroos getting around and maybe even some emus, and like I said, if you're lucky enough to have a goanna stroll through your campsite. There are plenty of animals getting around here. So based on my 10 rating points, I give Mambray Creek Campground 4 out of 5 rainbows. Alright, that's enough from me. I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Kellz Campin again. Like I said, I'm so glad to be able to bring you this series. It was a brilliant idea from one of my good friends, so thanks for that. And I look forward to seeing you at Mambray Creek in Mount Remarkable National Park, South Australia. But right now I'm going to relax with a nice cold bevy. See you later.